The fallout continues over that massive criminal fraud engulfing Minnesota's welfare systems under Tim Walz's watch, with the White House saying the culprits swindled taxpayers out of more than $1 billion.
Yeah, a big story. And while much of the attention has focused on the stolen funds meant to feed hungry kids during the COVID-19 pandemic, another scandal is now coming to light. This one involving Somali scam artists who allegedly swiped money meant for children diagnosed with autism. So again, lots to unpack here, and Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Mattera is going to break down all the details. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mark and Charlotte. So it appears that the scandal over the embezzled COVID funds meant to provide meals for children may have just been the opening act. Federal prosecutors say Somali fraudsters were also exploiting state programs designed to provide social and developmental therapy for kids diagnosed with autism. The first indictment tied to this alleged scheme involves a woman by the name of Asha Hassan, the owner of the now defunct Smart Therapy, who, according to a federal charge handed down in September, pretended to run a legitimate autism therapy center in Minneapolis, but in reality was employing unqualified individuals who had no trainings or certifications related to the treatment of autism. Authorities say it was a giant scam to get their hands on taxpayer cash.
When they wanted to commit autism fraud, they would start by creating an LLC, come up with a company name. Sometimes there'd be multiple people as owners, sometimes just a single person. They were recruiting first employees, which were 18, 19-year-old relatives, no background, no training, no certificates, to be the providers.
But of course, unqualified providers aren't enough to fuel the scam. You need kids in the system to bill against. And that's where prosecutors say Hassan shifted into high gear, allegedly recruiting families in the Somali community, encouraging parents to enroll their children with monthly cash kickbacks as the bait.
They paid them anywhere from $300 to $1,500 per family. And they gave them a false autism diagnosis. And then they set up these treatments that didn't have a treatment plan, but they just started billing for it.
And the allegations would get even more disturbing. Prosecutors say some Somalis would actually demand bigger payouts, ready to pull their kids and shop for another autism center, offering a higher kickback.
The families threatened to go to a different provider if the kickback wasn't increased. And in some cases they did, in other ones they increased it and they kept the families there and just continued this on for a couple of years and just billing the taxpayers. It's almost like it's a racketeering scheme and everybody's involved, everybody gets a cut, everybody breaks the law, and they're all in it together.
Mark, Charlotte, the Justice Department says Hassan and her partners bilked more than $14 million in fraudulent state reimbursements over 5 years, even using some of that taxpayer cash to buy a house in Kenya. Now, Hassan has a court appearance tomorrow, Wednesday, and she is expected to plead guilty to federal wire fraud.
And these people are faking diagnoses of children to take money from other children who could need it.
It's really sick. All right, Jason, thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.